Hello there, American Farmstead Hers. This is Jenny with the Gramstead Family Farm, and of course I'm here with Donna from Hazel Bell Farm.
Hey.
And today we are coming to you to continue talking about preservation. But today we are going to stick more in the food category with preserving food, because that is the mode that we are in right now.
Yep.
But before we get busy with that, I said it last week and I'll say it again. I want to know who you people are.
Yeah. We got a couple of pictures. That was fun.
We did. We got a couple of pictures from one of our listeners, Alyssa. She sent us some pictures of her cows and some squash that she's growing. So that was super fun to see. So if you are listening and you have pictures that you want to share with us, we would love to see them. So email them to us at AmericanFarmsteadHers@gmail.com.
Yep.
And of course, check us out on, YouTube and Hazel Bell Farm and Gramstead Family Farm. And
all the places.
All the places. We've got some canning videos up. So
yeah, that's what we're doing.
That's what we're doing. Yeah. So we figured we would stick with that topic for a little bit, because right now I feel like it's a super important topic to be hitting on, because our food supply is taking a hit left and right.
Yeah, so we're canning right now, like for food security.
Yeah.
A little bit of a safety blanket, and they say have backups. Yeah, we're growing food and we can do that, but what if your seed goes bad? What if you get herbicidal drift? What if you have a week of 100+ degree days like we're in right now, like a lot of the country's in right now? Yeah. So backups for our backups, and we're canning away.
Yeah.
We also had a freezer go out.
Oh.
So I know
that's rough.
It is rough. Thankfully,
it's always such a fear too, lingering in the back of
my
mind.
It is like it's always a possibility, right?
Yeah.
And that's part of why we like to can, is so that we don't have to worry about that. But we do use freezers, and this particular freezer is at our most used door to the house in the garage, thankfully, because we caught it fast.
Nice.
And so most everything was still frozen and we could shift things around. But I did have a bunch of turkey meat. It's turkey breast, wild turkey breast, and it was thawing. So I had to go ahead and take care of it. So I have on the shelf now, I canned yesterday 16 pints of turkey chunks, white
That's
breast
awesome.
meat. And I thought we buy that white breast chicken breast meat. And like from Walmart or wherever. So I went online and priced it out to see what it's at right now. And one of those small cans, it's like 12 ounces, 12 and a half ounces or something like that, is $3.28 a can.
Okay.
And these pint jars are a little bit double that. And so, or about double that, I'll say that. Yeah, just right at double that for the amount of meat. So I put all that up on the shelf and was like, this is like gold.
You know what? It is like gold. And I mean, I really think that is the direction that we are moving in. I mean, I really kind of feel like meat's going to start being a little more scarce.
Yeah.
They've got that big pork plant.
Right.
That is the pork processing facility that's shutting down.
Yeah.
Which isn't an immediate shutdown. I guess they're not going to shut down until the beginning of next year.
That's the California one?
Yeah, Smithfield.
Yeah, so they're not going to raise any pork in California anymore, is the way I heard it.
Okay.
I have to research that further myself, but that once that shuts down, that's going to be it.
Well, and I was really kind of shocked to learn that China owns them.
Yep.
Why are we letting China control our food?
Right.
I mean, that's really unsettling to me.
Yeah.
And then, of course, today and yesterday on the news, the beef cows that died.
Right.
Which, I've seen varying reports. Like some say it's like 400, some say it's like 10,000 cows.
Right.
I guess nobody really knows the real number. But.
Right. I don't think that we're ever going to get the final truth on that as to how many or why or how. it's neither here nor there. The point is that we are putting meat up on shelf.
Yes. And I mean, I really encourage all of our listeners, like if you don't have a pressure canner, go out and get yourself a pressure canner. Whatever meat that you can find in the store, learn how to pressure can it and put it up on your shelf.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
You know, while you can still buy it in the stores, because I really feel like it's going to get scarce.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's what we're doing.
That's what we're doing. That's what we're talking about. I think today, though, the gist was to maybe start with water bath canning.
Okay.
Is that the plan?
Sure.
Yeah.
That seems to be an entry level canning, I think, in most people's minds when they get started.
Yes.
I personally think, and I did start with water bath canning when I started canning, I think pressure canning is easier, and even know that a lot of canners now, they just pressure can everything for peace of mind. They're afraid of the whole botulism thing, and which is a real thing.
Yeah.
It is a real thing, but they just prefer to just pressure can everything.
Yeah.
Okay, well, you can do that. I think it degrades some foods more than it needs to, and not everything comes out as a quality product when it's pressure canned.
Yeah. A little too much.
Yeah, some things are better, like meats. Meats come out really, really tender.
Meats come out really tender. The last deer that we harvested, I cubed up most of it and just raw packed it and pressure canned it, and it is so good.
Yeah.
I mean, that it just shreds when you put it in the pan. So.
Yeah, and then you use the juice that was in there to make like a gravy when you pour it in the pan. It's so good.
It's so good. So,
yeah.
I kind of feel like pressure canning is more of like your dinner things. And water bath canning, in my mind, is more of like your fun things.
Yeah.
Your jams, your salsas.
Or your sides.
Yeah. Pickles. Stuff like that.
That's a good way to look at it.
Yeah. When I think of water bath canning, I think it's like the fun, colorful stuff.
Yeah. It is. It is.
And pressure canning to me is more of your staples.
Right. Building the pantry up.
Yeah. Other than tomatoes. I mean, tomatoes are always a staple.
Yeah.
But you water bath can those.
Right.
I mean, I guess you could probably pressure can them.
You can, and they were once thought of as a high enough acid food to water bath, and so that's the difference. If you're unsure about which method to use for a particular kind of food, is those higher acid foods need to be or can be water bathed, and the lower acid foods like your meats and your corn and your beans and things like that need to be pressure canned because you reach a higher temperature in that canner. So tomatoes were once thought to be a high enough acid food to just water bath for a little bit, and we were able to sell salsas in that under cottage laws here in our state. But it's, when you know better, you do better, and we've learned that they're not as acidic as we thought they were, or maybe as they once were with those heritage heirloom varieties that we're not growing as much anymore, I think. So,
Okay.
So they say add a little lemon juice if you're going to water bath can your tomatoes, but you can pressure can them too if you want.
Yeah.
I don't know how they come out pressure canned. I haven't done it.
I've never done it. I've only water bath canned them. I like to do stewed tomatoes.
Yeah.
Although this year I'm not going to get enough tomatoes to do any stewed tomatoes.
Well, there's always the farmer's market.
Yes. Yeah. I keep on saying to myself, I need to go out to Waldo and get a case of tomatoes.
Yeah.
That way we can get those put up on the shelf. But the weekends are so busy, I can't find like a free weekend to go out there
And get out there.
Yeah. So I don't know, one of these days, probably by the time I'm ready, they'll be out of tomatoes.
But then they'll come back because it's Florida.
And it's Florida, so you better believe that I'm going to be doing winter tomatoes.
Yeah.
So
my tomatoes last year, because we moved, so I didn't
Yeah.
get summer tomatoes. I had plants started that really didn't do anything, so I took the cuttings off of them. I took the suckers off, and I just stuck them in the ground, and they rooted, and I grew winter tomatoes, and they were amazing.
nice.
Yeah, they were way better than what I could have done in the summer with such a late start after moving.
I should try that with some of my volunteer tomatoes. I have two
Yeah.
volunteer. I think they're Chadwick cherry tomatoes because they're the
big ones,
Yeah.
like golf balls.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's what they are. And I had two that volunteered. It looked like they got planted because they volunteered in the most perfect spots.
Lovely.
They're both at the very end. They end cap a row of beans.
Nice.
Like I put them there.
Nice. That's perfect.
But those two plants are doing really good. So maybe I should take some of the suckers off of those.
That's a good idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to say I did that in July last year. It may have even been later.
Mm-hmm.
So it's never too late here.
Yeah.
To
It's almost
try
time.
something.
It's almost time to start.
Yeah,
seeds.
we usually start seeds in July, and so I will start like all of our squash things again, and peppers. Like, why not?
Mm-hmm.
It's never too hot for peppers.
No.
No.
No, absolutely not. So speaking of peppers and squash, I have a couple. I know I mentioned I have a pickled squash recipe.
Yeah.
That you can water bath can, or you can just do like refrigerator pickles.
Okay.
There's actually two on this. And so what we do, if we talk any recipes today, we'll try to link them
Yeah.
in the description in case y'all want to make them.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't have enough.
I'm real excited to try these.
Yeah,
That you're
I
saying.
I don't have enough squash this year. I've gotten one zucchini out of like 5 plants.
I'm gonna have to send you with some zucchini because it's out of control here. It's like the best zucchini year I've ever had. It's crazy.
That's crazy.
It is.
So I don't know, just one of those weird fluke things. Actually, it's not a weird fluke thing. It was the 7th year garden thing. So. So yeah, this pickled summer squash, it's actually called lemon pickled summer squash. 4 cloves of garlic, dill, 2 slices of lemon, a teaspoon of coriander seed, which I know I did not put coriander seed in mine because I've never owned coriander seed. So,
Well, when your cilantro goes to seed, that's
Yeah.
coriander.
okay,
Yeah.
all right. Learned something. Celery seed, mustard seed, a bay leaf, and whole peppercorns.
Okay.
So basically, you are just slicing your squash however you want it. I did mine in like circular slices, or you could probably slice them like carrot sticks.
Like spears. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And you're basically just boiling all of those things together, and with vinegar and pickling salt and sugar and like your brine ingredients.
Okay.
Boiling that, pouring it over your squash, and stick them in the fridge for 24 hours or water bath can them.
Yum.
So it was super yummy when I made it. I made it with scallop squash.
I bet it was beautiful in the
It
jar.
was really pretty in the jar because that year I had 3 different color scallop squashes. And so you could see the different colors, and it was really pretty in
Nice.
the jar.
You could add some like peppers in that, some like red sweet peppers would be
Yes.
pretty to add, all kinds of things.
Yes. Yeah, I think a lot of water bath can stuff is really pretty in the jar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now peppers, you're not to water bath can, but these are in vinegar like pickles.
Yes.
So I have to check on the safety on that. I would be willing to do it for refrigerator pickles at least.
Yeah.
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 That sounds so good.
Yeah.
I can't wait to try it.
It's a pretty good recipe. I remember everybody enjoying it. So, and then there's a spicy version of it too. You can put jalapenos in it as well, which we do that with everything.
You do, yeah. You guys are spicy. My guys are like, oh my gosh, you put black pepper on my food. This is so spicy.
No, we love the spicy. My other favorite recipe that I brought is spicy as well. It's spicy blueberry jam.
Ooh.
It is so good.
What do you eat it with?
We put it on pork tenderloin.
Okay.
Yes, you can pour it over like cream cheese.
Yeah, we do
Yeah.
like pepper jam like that.
Yep.
So, or pepper jelly.
Yep.
So that would be good.
Yeah, and so you make it just like you would make a regular blueberry jam, just whatever hot peppers you want to put in there.
Cool.
Dice them up and put
Okay.
them in there. So,
Neat.
so yummy.
We do a cowboy candy. We do like spice. Eric and I a little more than I say kids, they're young adults. They just don't have adult palates, I guess.
Right.
I don't know. But we do like spice. They like a moderate spice. And so like we do like pepper jelly and things like that. But we do a cowboy candy with jalapenos, and that's something that we do pressure can on the shelf to keep on the shelf though. But it's so good.
Yeah.
It's so it's like, I didn't write it down, so I don't remember. I have to look in my recipe book, but it's like any kind of hot peppers you want to use. Right now I have daddles, so I might try it with some daddles and jalapenos together. And then if you don't like super spicy, you can tone that down by using not hot peppers.
Yeah,
Just
absolutely.
put in some sweets or some bells. I like banana peppers for that to add in, to kind of bring it down some. And then it does have a lot of sugar, so you make like a syrup, and then but you don't have to. I've also done it sugar-free. I've done it using stevia and xylitol.
Okay.
And Pomona's pectin is a pectin that you can use in your jams and jellies to use a lower sugar. You could use honey. It's going to give it a different flavor. Honey is a strong flavor to me. But anyways, all that to say, it's so good. We love pepper jelly, and I haven't made any in like 2 years.
Yeah.
So, 'cause,
We usually make pepper jelly too.
yeah.
Yeah. Or hot relish or.
Yeah, hot relish is good.
Yeah.
So yeah, bring up the heat or bring it down, however your family likes.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yep. Stuff like that's fun to have. You know, like I said, water bath canning.
I like
It's
to
all
have it on
fun
the
stuff.
shelf, and then that's also something that's easy to add with like a dump style chili, and that's something that we like to have easy to throw together, and not this time of year, unless we're doing it on like baked potatoes or something like that. Where we're not having like a pot of chili, but you can make a smaller little pot of chili with your canned tomatoes and some canned beans, and you can pressure can some ground meat and have that all ready to go. And then we like to add sometimes one of those little like quarter pint jars. You know what I'm talking about? Like to do the little hot things and the little spicy. So we'll do our pepper jelly in those and add that into chili, and it gives it a sweet and spicy.
Nice.
It's really good.
I bet that's really good.
Yeah, that is good. We like that. Makes me want some.
Right? Yeah.
I'm thinking about it. Like, what's for dinner? Oh, it's already cooking. Okay. So what else do you water bath?
What else do I water bath? It's really
Fruits.
like I said,
For us, it's fruits.
Fruits.
Yeah.
It's always the fun stuff, like I said.
Yeah.
I did water bath can some blueberry syrup.
Mm-hmm.
I found, and I looked for the recipe last night, and I could not find the recipe. I couldn't find it online anywhere, but we were given like 3 cases of blueberries last year. Like it was a crazy amount of blueberries. So I ended up making some jam, but I made some sugar-free blueberry pancake syrup. And the recipe was super simple because it was just with honey. It was like honey, blueberry, and lemon.
Yeah.
And you basically just pureed it with a stick blender.
Yeah.
And water bath canned it.
Perfect.
And I'm down to like 3 jars of it. I'm going to be kind of sad when it's gone.
We have to make some more. It's blueberry season.
Yeah.
So.
And it was super easy to make. It was like throw it all in the pot.
Yeah.
But it was a lot of honey, I remember. Like, we
Just
got like
like
a jug, and
Right.
used most of it. Like a small jug, not like a gallon jug, but...
Right. So that's it seems like a big investment up front, but it's provided for a year.
Right, yeah. I mean, I made that last year.
Right.
And I still have it on the shelf, so it's really good on ice cream, too.
Ooh, that sounds good.
Pour it over some vanilla ice cream.
Yum. So that's kind of how we can. We try to can enough of that item for until the next season. That's the goal. It doesn't always happen, but that's the goal.
Yeah. And I think, too, here coming up, because I've pressure canned quite a bit of green beans already this year.
Yeah.
And, I mean, I only want so many cans of green beans on my shelf.
We go through a lot of canned green beans.
Yeah.
We do. That's our number one vegetable here, probably.
Okay.
I mean, and we prefer them fresh.
Yes.
But you don't
We
always
do
get them
too,
fresh.
But, yeah. Don't always get them fresh. So I'm kind of tired of doing that. So I think I might try like some dilly beans.
Yeah, I was just gonna say.
Yep.
And you can spice those up too.
Yep, make those spicy and, put those in the fridge.
Yeah, I wish I had that recipe too. So basically, find yourself a dill pickle recipe
Yeah.
and use that brine. Pour
Yeah.
it over your cleaned green beans, and then you can either refrigerate them or you can water bath
Process
can
them.
them. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
yep.
Those are delicious.
So let's talk like the actual method of like water bath canning.
Okay, let's.
Yeah, you go.
Okay, we go. Okay, so we are going to do a canning class here
Yes.
in about a week and a half.
I had
and
somebody message me today and
Yeah.
ask, "Are y'all going to do another one?"
Definitely.
I'm like, yes, we're
I
gonna
have
do
taken
another one.
so many messages in the last 3 days. Is it too late to get in? I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah,
There's
that-
only so many people I can squeeze in the kitchen.
Right, that went quick,
It filled up in a day.
which is very, very encouraging. Like,
Yeah.
that's so good to know that people are actually starting to like take charge of their food.
They want to do it.
They wanna do
They
it.
want to learn it. Yeah, I'm excited about it. We're going to focus on pressure canning, but we're going to talk about water bath canning too. So in preparation for that, I've been, referring all my notes that I've had in the past. And so water bath canning, because you forget what you had to learn so many years ago.
Yes.
It's like gardening,
Yeah,
So, water bath canning, you want to make sure that your jars are sterilized before you fill them. You always want to start with hot jars, hot food, putting them in hot water.
and so am I correct in saying that if you go out and you buy a brand new container of jars, those come sterile?
No,
No.
no. In fact, I have been canning a lot this week. And so when I pressure can, I don't necessarily sterilize my jars. They're clean.
Right.
But that pressure canner is going to get up to 240 degrees, and that's going to sterilize my jars inside and out. So I'm not so worried about it. I've been opening new cases of jars this week, and when I take the lids off, there is a rank, funky smell to them.
Are you serious?
Yes, and I don't know what it is. It's somehow from the manufacturer. So I've been, definitely that first time wash the jars. They're not sterile when they come off the shelf.
Okay.
So water bath canning, you want to sterilize them. You can do that in boiling water.
Yeah.
You can do
20
that.
minutes? Is 20 minutes enough?
I think 10 is good.
10 is good. Okay. I
Yeah.
usually boil mine for 20, but
Yeah, and then you could do that in the dishwasher and use, leave it closed, let them stay hot in there while you're processing your foods. And then just depending on the recipe, you want to make sure you get the right headspace after you've processed your food. So whatever it is, say it's tomatoes, you need to check the headspace
And what do you mean
requirement
by
on that.
headspace?
So the amount of space that you leave from the top of the food in the jar to the top of the rim of the jar.
Okay.
Did I say that right? Okay.
Top of the food to the top of the round.
Yeah, so some recipes are like 3/4 inch, some recipes are 1 inch, and there's a great little tool made by Ball. So
Yes.
you could use a ruler if you want to, but there's a canning ruler that you can just set on the rim of your jar, and it will show you 1 inch, 3/4 inch, half inch,
Right.
whatever. So
Yeah.
they're cheap.
Yeah.
They're cheap.
Which is also like your little air bubble
Yes.
popper tool.
Yes. So you want to fill the jar, and then you want to use that tool again as a debubbler. You don't want any bubbles down there in the food. Bubbles are going to give you a high rate of failure of lid sealing failure, and they're also going to give you a high rate of jar breakage in the canner.
Okay.
So you don't want air bubbles expanding inside of there while it's processing. And then clean the rims of your jars. I always do that with a little dab of vinegar on a paper towel.
Yes.
And every time I do it, every single time somebody walks through the kitchen and says, "What's that smell?" It's vinegar. And the reason I use vinegar is because, you could use hot water if you were just canning, say, carrots or something like that
Yeah.
in a pressure canner. Like, it's not greasy, it's not
Right.
sugary. But if you're adding salt into your jars, which is not always necessary for like a safety measure, but it's something that you want to add for flavor, a grain of salt on rim when you place the lid on is going to upset the sealing.
Right.
And so using a little dab of vinegar helps clean the rims. And then when you are getting ready to put the jars in, you want to use a brand new lid every time. If you're using disposable lids, which most of us are, those 2-piece flat and rim lids. There are brands of lids that are reusable. You're not going to find them on most store shelves. You have to order them.
You can barely find the other ones on the store shelves.
I know.
Yeah.
So if you find them, buy them.
Yes.
And then, so new lids every time. I don't care what you saw somebody do on YouTube.
Now the rings you can reuse.
Yes, the rings you can reuse.
Talking about the center section that actually seals onto the jar.
Yeah, that flat piece.
Yeah.
So just those are a one-time use, and then you can reuse them for like dry storage if you want to do that in your pantry or on your shelf somewhere. But as far as canning goes, new lids, reuse rings if you want. And then they go into hot boiling water. And you want to make sure that the water covers your jars at least an inch.
At least an inch.
And processing time varies depending on the food.
Right, depending upon what it is.
Yeah, so use a tried and true recipe. I always tell people who are just starting out to invest in a good book.
Absolutely.
A good recipe canning book.
Yes, absolutely. Have something in print.
Yep.
At your house.
Yeah.
Just in case one day you don't have internet.
Just in case. Just in case. Yeah. So that's the gist of it as far as water bath canning goes.
Yeah. Super simple.
Yeah.
And a lot of the times you don't have to process for a whole lot of time.
Right.
Depending upon the recipe, you can have it done in 10 minutes.
Yeah. Most things are 10, 15 minutes.
Yeah.
I haven't water bath canned anything in a while. I did blackberries and blueberries recently. I did tomatoes recently. I'm thinking those were like 15 minutes off the top of my head.
The last thing I water bath canned was that blueberry syrup.
A year ago?
A year ago.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah. It's been all about the pressure canner.
Yeah, me too. So what have you been pressure canning then?
Well, we put up all those potatoes.
I'm still doing it.
That literally took me all day.
I did more yesterday. I did.
But I am so happy that I went through that box and got them all on the shelf. It's like gold up on my shelf.
It is. It is. I love seeing it. I love having the potatoes already cooked. That's the other thing is when you pressure can these foods, it's already cooked.
Yeah.
So it's
like,
really a dump and heat kind of situation.
Like this weekend, we're going camping, and for breakfast one of the mornings, I will take a can of those potatoes, and they're already cooked. We just throw them in the pan, season them a little bit,
add some eggs,
fry them up, add some eggs, and we're good to go.
Yum.
So, but yeah, so carrots, potatoes, green beans. What I've been working on this week is putting up zipper peas, which you can pressure can those. If mine get too dried out, I'll pressure can them. But I really just like to blanch and freeze them.
Yeah. Yeah,
you just have to shell them when they're, pretty green.
When they're green, yeah.
They're so pretty when you blanch and freeze them.
Yeah, I don't even think I blanch them.
You don't?
I don't. I think, it's been 2 years since I've done them, but no, I just shell them and like rinse them.
Yeah.
And freeze them.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. So yeah, zipper peas are my favorite. I really, really, really love zipper peas. They're so yummy.
Yeah, we like black eyes here. So that's our southern pea of choice.
Yes.
I do like to can them though, and even if you don't grow them or you don't buy them green, you can, dried beans are great on the shelf for a time, and a lot of people bought dried beans in 2020, and I don't think they realize that the longer they sit on the shelf, the harder they get, and then they'll get to a point where they will not cook. They will not reconstitute. So, if you're keeping that on the shelf as like a hurricane food or an emergency preparedness kind of food, you want to go ahead and probably get those processed up.
Right.
And so that's easy. That's something that I like to do is buy dried beans and then can them. Yeah. I haven't done that in a while either. It's a 1/4 cup of dried beans, top it with hot water. it's a quarter cup per pint, I believe.
Okay.
Half a cup for a quart.
Okay.
That just doesn't sound right. I'm not.
That doesn't sound like much.
I'm not for sure. I would look it up, but I'm
Yeah.
afraid to mess up the computer since we're recording. So I won't do that.
Right.
But yeah, it isn't much at all. Oh, you know what I'm thinking? Okay, I know where I got the quarter cup from. No, I don't think that's right. I think it's 3/4 cup of dry beans to a quart, and then top that with water.
Okay.
I think that's more accurate.
Mm-hmm.
And then the pint is going to be a half a cup, something like that.
Yeah.
So look it up. But anyways, my
Yeah.
point was not here's how you do it. My point was that you need to use those dried beans, and if you're not going to use them, then go ahead and can them because they won't last forever. So we like to do that. That needs to be pressure canned. We do like to add in a ham bone sometimes,
Yes.
right there. So then it's done.
Yes.
They say you are not supposed to can rice and noodles and things like that. We do a turkey and rice soup or a chicken and rice soup. That's where I came up with the quarter cup, I think. So in the pint-sized jar, I would drop in a quarter cup of rice.
That sounds correct.
And I just put it in like raw, like not cooked. Maybe it's been parboiled, but it's dry. So I do the dry rice, and then I'll put in a couple of raw carrots, a couple of raw celery, some onions, and then chicken, and top it off with water. You could use already processed chicken broth if you want, but water does just fine because that meat's going to create a broth. And then you get the good yummy vegetableness in there, and then salt and pepper,
Nice.
kind of, or whatever seasonings you want to use, like thyme and maybe a little sage. And so it makes an instant, ready to eat chicken and rice soup. My problem with that is I have to make a ton of it because my boys, they just eat it. They love that heat and it's ready. And it's like, I don't know if it's like, it's that, hits you in the heart and the soul
Right.
kind of food, like that homemade food. And so when they want something fast and good, they'll pick that over their crap food a lot of times.
That's
So,
awesome.
yeah. So that's a recipe that we do.
Yeah, and that's the nice thing about canning. It's so nice to have stuff in the pantry, just ready to go.
Yeah.
Open it up and heat it up. It's so convenient.
Another thing I've recently done, not just to save my freezer stuff and not just to use up my soup bones and, whatever, I have also recently canned leftovers. So,
Oh, nice. What did you do?
smoked pulled pork. And so,
Nice.
because we had this big party, we had all this food, we had leftovers for a couple days, we got tired of it, and we still had a lot. And I said, I'm not throwing this food away. I will not throw food away. I will not waste it. So I canned up, I think it was 7 quarts of pulled pork. It's already smoked.
Wow.
It's already flavored.
lot.
Yeah. And so that'll be an easy, let's make some
Yeah.
rolls and heat it up and make sandwiches.
Yeah.
So that's nice to have.
Yeah, I feel like I'm ready to go through my freezer down at the very bottom,
Yeah.
where all those things. get
That's where my
lost.
black-eyed peas are, I think. Yeah. A couple of frozen jalapenos are in there. I can't think of what else might be. Something I did this week was beef tips. So, or stew, beef stew. So instead of making it into beef stew, I took some stew meat. I made sure it was bite-sized pieces, put it in the jar, top it with water, pressure can it. Meats generally go 90 minutes.
Yes.
And so then for dinner, I took a jar of that off the shelf and dumped the whole thing in a pot. Well, I'm sorry. I started with some butter in a pot, dumped the whole jar in, and I gotta start again. Butter, and then I made a roux out of. You don't have to if you're grain free or whatever. You don't have to do that. Just use the butter. Dump the beef tips and all the juice and everything in, And, you can add some cream after it cooks, and that'll thicken it up. Because, like, we don't buy cream of anything soup anymore. But in this case, I made a roux with some butter and flour, and then I dumped the beef and the juice in, and it made a gravy. We served that over mashed potatoes, had the can of green beans on the side, and it was amazing. So.
Yes, I have a feeling tonight our dinner is going to be something similar like that off of the pantry shelf, because I have 0 things planned.
Right.
And we're trying to leave to go out of town tonight, so
it's easy.
it'll be one of those nights where I can just grab a jar
Yeah.
and see what I can come up with.
Yeah. And I love that, because like when nothing's thought out, or you end up out and about longer than expected and you don't want to spend the rest of your night in the kitchen, like there's a place for preparing, a 4-course meal. Like I love to get creative in the kitchen, but not at the end of a hot day in the garden.
No.
That's not when I want to cook for all my people.
No.
At that point, I just want to feed my people.
Yes. At that point, the people are saying, "Feed me, Mom."
Yeah. And so that keeps us out of the drive-through. It keeps us, even from running down to our favorite nearest local restaurant, and like the cost that comes with that. It keeps us home.
Yes. Yeah, and that is so expensive.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Too much.
Yeah.
Too expensive. Yeah.
So canning is a great way to save money. Find a deal on something, find a good deal on some meat, pick it up, pressure can it.
Yeah.
Vegetables, you find a good deal on those, get them.
Mm-hmm. So what is what would you tell people the difference in pressure canning? I went through the steps of water bath canning. So.
Well, the one thing that I like about pressure canning is that you don't have to have a full pot of water.
Right.
With water bath canning, you're essentially doing this huge pot that you have to cover all your jars in water. That's a lot of water to get up to boil.
Right. It takes forever.
Yeah, it takes a long time. So pressure canning is nice in that you only need like an inch or 2 of water in the bottom of your canner.
Yeah.
You put your jars in, close your lid, and turn it on, and it gets up to temperature pretty fast.
Yep.
So once you get it up to temperature, you have like a little vent on your pressure canner. Once you're seeing that full steam I usually let mine full steam for about 10 minutes before I put my weight on.
Yep.
And then, anytime I'm pressure canning anything, except for green beans, I've got that nailed down in my head. I always look stuff up.
Yeah, I do too.
Just to double check, am I doing the right amount of weight? Because you could do 5, 10, or 15 pounds of pressure. And am I doing this correctly? And how much process time do I need?
Yeah, it's the process time that I can't ever remember for different foods. I always have to look up.
Yeah. And then really you're just processing it and letting your canner cool down all by itself.
Yeah.
Which is so hard to do sometimes.
I need a second canner.
Yes, that would be so handy.
Yeah. I think I'm going to have to invest in one, because days like this week, I've been running my canner 2 or 3 times a day. And that time between waiting for that pressure to come down and cool on its own, and I'm ready to get the next jars in right now.
You're ready to get the next batch in.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you gotta let that pressure canner cool down on its own, or your jars will crack in there if you let that pressure out too much.
Siphoning is a big problem.
Yeah, all the liquid will siphon out through your seal, and then you're not going to seal, and the whole thing's ruined.
Right. Then the whole thing's ruined. It's not all bad though.
No. But I would say with pressure canning, you gotta follow the rules pretty much.
Yep.
Yeah,
especially if you're just starting out.
Yeah.
If you're not just starting out, like there's a lot of people, there's a lot of like those Rebel canning pages. Those are a lot of fun,
Yes.
And the thing to remember about that is, our government used to run a test kitchen. Our federal government ran a test kitchen for canning. And they tested recipes for the proper amount of time, and they tested for food spoilage after shelf life and all of those things. Well, funding for that got cut at some point, and whatever was approved was deemed safe, and whatever was backlogged wasn't. And so, there are people who home can other things that aren't necessarily approved. And that's not to say that they're doing it right or wrong, or, you do you kind of thing.
Yeah. Your kitchen, your rules.
Yeah.
But
I tend to follow most of the rules, but there are some things that, I do question why. Well, like, why not can butter? Like, people can butter all the time, and there's no illness from it, so why not? So I haven't been brave enough to can butter, mostly because I'm afraid I'll mess it up, and butter is like gold.
Yes.
Here, so I don't want to mess that up, so I don't do that. But there are things that I do that are not necessarily approved, but I'm comfortable with that. So you'll build your confidence and try this and that later. Things.
Yes, and you'll find that, this works, and then you may find that, this doesn't work.
Yeah, some things, there is a real safety issue. Like tomatoes, they say you need to peel your tomatoes. I don't peel my tomatoes. It's not a safety issue.
I don't either.
I don't have time for that.
And some people say it makes them taste bitter.
Right.
But I don't get the bitterness.
We don't either.
Yeah.
We don't have any trouble with seeds and peels and that in our stewed tomatoes. But things like carrots, you really should peel. I don't like to do that, and I've canned without peeling them. But I learned that the amount of time I spend scrubbing the carrots, I might as well just peel them.
Yeah.
So
I got this really cool washcloth scrubber because my dishwasher broke. And so I decided to go out and get some proper dishwashing materials, and found this like little square scrubber thing, and I scrubbed my carrots with that, and it totally scrubbed the skin right off of them. So
okay.
It was a win-win there.
That's cool.
So
when I watched your potato video that when you pressure canned your potatoes, you soaked them, scrubbed them, and peeled them.
Well, I was planning on just soaking them really good and just scrubbing them and like washing them really good and leaving the peels on. Because sometimes I'm a rebel like that. But the scrubber that I was using started taking off parts of the peel. And then I was like, well, crap, I kind of feel like it's like an all or nothing kind of a thing. Like I didn't want to can them like with
some
little
peels.
specks of peels missing, because one, it would look ugly, and then two, I thought once it gets in the pressure canner, some of those peels are probably going to flake off, and I didn't want little bits of red peels floating around in my jars.
You didn't want floaters.
Yeah, I didn't want any floaters, because then my kids would be like, Mom, you're not eating that.
Right.
So yes, then I started peeling them, and I thought I didn't have a potato peeler. So I'm sitting there peeling with a knife, and Tori walks in. He's like, we've got a really awesome potato peeler. And I'm like, oh my gosh.
So it did take you all day.
It literally took me all day to do, 25 pounds of potatoes?
Yeah, I guess I think, well, are they 50-pound bags that we bought?
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
so we split one.
So yeah, literally, that was pretty labor intensive, those potatoes.
Yeah, I've been peeling mine, and I've been doing them. It's not something that's going to spoil right away. Like if you bought a case of tomatoes, those need to get canned. But a giant bag of potatoes can sit on your kitchen floor for as long as you need it to, apparently, because I'm going on like a month of these potatoes. But so what I do is, like yesterday, I canned up a bunch of bone stock. So I had a canner full of bone stock, and then the second round, I didn't have a full canner full.
Right.
So I added some potatoes and knocked out like I think 4 or 5 more jars of potatoes. So yeah, it's a never-ending project, that potato project. I'm ready to be done with it.
Yeah.
But it is nice to have those things done and on the shelf and ready to go.
It is, for sure.
Yep.
Yeah.
I think that wraps us up. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I would say the only other thing that I would add is don't leave your rings on when you store your jars.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Good call. Thank you.
Yeah. Because that is, essentially if you have a jar go bad sitting in your pantry and you have the ring still over the lid, it doesn't give the lid an opportunity to pop from the excess gases or whatever that makes it pop.
Right.
and you won't really know that it's gone bad. But
Right.
if you have your ring off and your lid pops,
You'll know it right
you're
away.
going to know it.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like a little clue.
Yeah, you don't want a false seal. If leaving that ring on will give you a false seal. And the other thing, before you put them up, is when they first come out of the canner, you set them out on a towel or a cooling rack some people use. You want to make sure you let them sit for a good 12 hours before you move them at all, so that those seals are good and intact.
Yeah. And I've even tried to grab them out of the canner too quickly after I open the canner. And just the light pressure from the, what do you call the thing that you use to grab the cans?
The jar lifter?
Jar lifter, there
Yeah.
you go.
The jar
Just
grabber?
The jar grabber. Just the light pressure on a really, really hot jar with that jar lifter was enough to, put enough pressure on the jar where I started to siphon some of that liquid.
Right.
So
Let it sit a few
let it
minutes.
sit. As hard as it is, just let them sit.
Yeah. It's and that's hard when you have a lot to do. But like I said, I think I'm just going to invest in a second canner.
Yeah,
So
that would be awesome.
Yeah.
I don't know that my stovetop is big enough to fit 2 canners, but
that is a good point. However, one could be moved off while it's
true. While it's
Cooling,
cooling,
yeah.
you could lay out a towel on the countertop and just
Yeah.
kind of gently move it over,
Right.
and get your second one going.
yeah. That's what I'm hoping for. So.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we have that canning class coming up. Stay tuned to our Facebook page, American Farmstead Hers, where we will post another canning class coming soon.
Yeah, we just got to figure out dates.
We got to figure out dates, and I feel like we're probably going to have to do more than another one.
Yeah.
I have a lot of people asking,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
I'm excited. I'm so glad you
Yeah.
guys are out there wanting to do it.
Yes, I'm excited too.
Yeah.
And I'm hoping next week I'll have good news on cow pregnancy tests.
Yeah, we'll talk more about our farms next
Yes.
week a little bit.
Yes.
All right, thanks for listening, guys.
Later.
Bye.